I've been working on installing some new vinyl floor in my house, but when I was doing the touch-up paint, I decided I need to replace this old smoke detector. I'm going to replace it because it's past the expiration date, the brown color looks bad against the white paint, and also because it's very dirty and won't stop beeping. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to replace a fire alarm. But first, let's take a look at the new one. I'm going with this Kid brand because it has great reviews and is sold just about everywhere. I'll have an Amazon link below. I chose this particular one because it came with these 3 power adapters, which will make it so I don't have to rewire everything, making it so much easier to install. I'll show you how to use them later. The alarm gets the power through those adapters by plugging into these 3 prongs here. On the back, there's also a rubber gasket that helps prevent dust and dirt from getting inside. On the front is a pocket for the 9-volt battery. These are helpful because when the power goes out, your alarm will still work. This one is great because it's spring-loaded and makes it very easy to replace. The way the fire alarm sticks to the ceiling is by connecting to this mounting plate. On this plate there are 4 locations for screws, and the screws will connect to the electric box in the ceiling. When the base plate is screwed in, you can twist the fire alarm and it will securely mount to the ceiling. Alright, enough talking, it's time to go hang it up. To start, grab a ladder, but make sure it's tall enough that you're not standing on the top step. To remove the old fire alarm, just twist it counterclockwise. When I pulled this off, I saw it wasn't even plugged in, so I'm lucky there was no fires. After you take off the alarm, look at the metal prongs so you know which adapter you need to use. Next, I need to remove the screws so I can take off the base plate. You might need to run a razor around the outside if the base has been painted. This base definitely was not painted, so I'm going to put a fresh coat underneath. As that's drying, I'm going to show you how all the wiring works. If you pull out the wires, there's likely going to be 3 or 4 sets connected. The wires come from the ceiling and use this nut to connect to the plug. The black and white wires will connect together, and so will yellow and red. The black wire is hot and carries a line from the circuit panel. The red wire is also hot and connects to the other smoke detectors. And the white wire is neutral. If you're replacing an existing smoke detector, you shouldn't have to mess with any wires. Instead, all you'll need to do is find the right adapter for this plug. The alarm I purchased came with adapters, and luckily this one fit perfectly. If you're installing a brand new alarm, you're going to have to use an adapter like this and wire it like I showed you earlier. If you need an adapter, you can also purchase them separately. To put on the new alarm, we're going to go in opposite order and put on the base plate first. As you install the base plate, make sure you leave enough slack for the plug. All I need to do now is plug it in, then twist it to lock it in place. Now push the test button to make sure it's all working. Then call an ear doctor because you've just lost 40% of your hearing. With that done, you now have a brand new fire alarm. It looks much better than the faded brown, and it's much safer because this time it's plugged in. Before this video ends, I'm going to give you a few more tips on your fire alarms and your carbon monoxide detectors. If you installed a new battery and it keeps beeping, you might need to clean it off because the sensors are being blocked. You might also notice that when you take out the old battery, the door doesn't shut. That's because most fire alarms have a block on the door that can only be removed when a battery is inserted. This helps prevent you closing the door and forgetting that there's no battery inside, which could be a big problem if there was a fire and the power was out. Next up are the carbon monoxide detectors. It's highly recommended that you keep one in the furnace room. These batteries also need to be updated just like the smoke detectors. I'm glad I made this video because I learned that there was no power going to it. Most detectors will either use a 9-volt or a 3-volt battery like this. They're very simple to replace and could save a life. To replace it, pop in the battery and twist it to lock it in place. I put a few more of these carbon monoxide detectors throughout my house. These ones are great because they use a standard outlet and also the AA batteries. Best part is they're extremely simple to install. If this was helpful, check out my other home repair videos, then go out and change the batteries in your parents' and grandparents' fire alarms. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.